Yeah, thanks for the great introduction. And thanks everyone for joining. I know that the holiday season's coming up. Everyone's really busy with family, with traveling, and with preparing for peak. So hopefully we give you guys some action items that you guys can use for this peak, and just beyond, just really good tips for preparing for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and making your Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and holiday season profitable. And I have to ask that question. Everyone can see my screen, yeah?
We
Okay,
got you.
cool. Yeah, we got to do that before every time. It's just like you have to say it. But
Yeah.
I'm Francesca, Senior Partner Manager at ShipBob. I've been in logistics for over 6 years with ShipBob. I manage a lot of our logistics and tech partners. And just to give an insight of what ShipBob is to you guys, if you've never heard of it, we're a fulfillment provider for both brands that have their own warehouse as well as brands that give us their full fulfillment and use warehouse. So we're very experienced in making supply chain really streamlined, at least the fulfillment aspect for brands both that are managing a warehouse themselves or giving them the full fulfillment to us. So jumping right into it, just some tips as we prepare for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And some of these things you'll be able to act on, and some of them might just be a tip that you use into the new year. And so I'll note that and kind of give like two different ideas. But talking about fulfillment and just making it profitable as well as the best customer experience, I think that's the most important thing right now because you're going to gain a lot of customers from your Black Friday sales, as well as just advertisements that you guys are pushing, and products that people don't usually shop. Maybe they're buying a gift, maybe they're buying something because it's on discount. I am that person. I wait for the Black Friday deals
Mm.
and I shop Black Friday deals for myself. So you're going to have different type of customers and different customer personas. And so just thinking about fast and affordable delivery and 2 day shipping, it's important if you can provide 2 day shipping. If not, like just have other shipping times and just have like the estimated delivery date on the checkout. But if you have the availability to move into multiple facilities before Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and again, if you're in your own warehouse, it's a little bit different. If you use a 3PL, they might have multiple facilities that you can use. And so I would see with them if you can move your inventory into other fulfillment centers right now. There's still time before Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So on the chart, we have here like using one fulfillment center versus three fulfillment centers. So when you're using more fulfillment centers, the zones as well as like the estimated delivery date is decreased. So it takes it less time for the order to get to that customer. And so we have an example here with Our Place, really well-known brand. People are shopping this for themselves as well as gifts. It's a pretty heavy, bulky item. So if you can have it closer to your customer, that's really important. But they were able to expand to multiple facilities with us. And they cut down their fulfillment speed in half to 2.5 days. So they're able to extend their holiday delivery days by additional couple days. And so again, if you don't have a 3PL as multiple facilities, this is something to think about in the new year. But if you can put your inventory in more facilities, this is a great strategy just to reduce the transit time as well as cost, and just provide fast shipping to all of your customers. And then talking about the 2 day shipping expectations, it just really is an expectation. Like if you can have expedited delivery times on your website, just different options, people are gonna like that. They're not gonna abandon their cart. They're actually gonna order from you versus ordering from a marketplace. I just had this with a brand when I was shopping for a trip and something didn't come. It wasn't going to come on the right day from their website, but I bought it from like a different marketplace, which is kind of crazy because I think they still shipped it out from the same place. So just having estimated delivery dates is really great, because then people can decide like what works best for them. And people do want 2 day as well as like expedited shipping options. If you're international, there isn't really a 2 day. And so it's going to convert more shoppers. It builds loyalty, and it's just an expectation now, especially with Prime, especially if you have your stuff on Prime, you're competing with your own website most of the time. And I do shop on both Prime as well as the brand's website. So I am one of those customers that will say that if it's the last minute, especially not for Black Friday, but for the holiday season, this is a really key thing. And so you can ask your fulfillment provider if you can offer expedited options. Maybe there's more options, more carriers you can use. And then if you have your own warehouse, just working with the carriers you're using to offer these expedited shipping options. And then talking about where the inventory is placed, we were mostly talking for online orders. And again, this is something that maybe you won't be able to do in Q4, but maybe thinking about for next year. It's always good food for thought of thinking about how to grow your fulfillment strategy, even if it's not something you can do right now. But meeting your customers offline and both online. And so we've definitely been that person, like I said, ordering last minute. If it's available in store, if I can buy and pick up same day, I am that person. I'm going to Target and I'm picking up, especially when it's like a self-care product or something you really need or you're going on a trip. So again, take this with a grain of salt if you can't do this right now, but think about it for next year. Our place, you can see they have like a pop-up store, but you can place your inventory in stores at like Target, Macy's, Nordstrom, Sephora, Ulta, a lot of different retailers, and gain more customers by them shopping in store. And a way to put them back on your website, because I know that right now maybe some brands are wanting to drive people back to their website. Use a great partner like Arka to provide packaging that in store, or maybe it's being shipped from online and it's on target.com and your fulfillment provider is still shipping the order. Provide like a marketing insert or custom packaging or something that brings them back to your website. So there's a way to have your products placed on a retailer's website or in store and still driving them back to your website, which is really important. So you can see our place has omni-channel. They are on Amazon, they are on Nordstrom, they're in store at a lot of stores, and they have their own pop-ups. So just a strategy for you to take with you. But merchants are expecting, or sorry, not merchants, customers are expecting to shop in multiple places, and just gaining them in that marketplace that maybe they're familiar shopping on and just putting them back to your website. So again, this is something you're like, hey, I can't get to Target Doc or Target actual physical stores right now. I would say like Target.com, Ulta.com, Macy's.com. Those are a little bit less of a barrier to entry because you're just on their, you're putting your order or your product on their website, and then your fulfillment provider is just fulfilling that order. So if you have a 3PL or you're self-fulfilling, I would check if that's an option if you wanted to be displayed on these retailers' websites and you just pick, pack, and ship the orders rather than the retailer. You have questions on this, we're really experienced and we can just consult you even if you're not our customer. And happy to chat through how this works, but really easy way to get in a bunch of different places before the holiday season. Everyone's shopping everywhere, in store, online. Ads are popping up. People like to use Rakuten to get cash back or percent back on like Target.com. So just know that customers are shopping everywhere and you have the opportunity to place your inventory in multiple places as well. But again, this could be something that you think about for Q1, just something to think about. And also with that, reaching your customers everywhere. We have a global footprint in the US, Canada, EU, UK, and Australia. And so you don't need to have your inventory actually in those locations unless you built up that volume. And so it's a great way, once you have built up that volume, that customer base, to gain more customers. But again, this might not be something that you can do in Q4. If you do have a fulfillment provider that you work with that has international facilities, see if this is an option to send maybe your best sellers overseas and just see how it does for the holiday season. If not, the easiest thing to do right now is check with them to see if you can do duties delivered paid shipping. So DDP, I won't go too much into it, but it's a really good way to capture the customer. They're paying for the customs and duties up front. It's calculated at checkout and it converts more customers because a lot of the products that, at least for our place, are like over $100. People are spending a lot more during the holiday season. So if it hits that threshold, they're going to have to pay duties and taxes and they don't want the order stuck at customs. So just a strategy for you guys to think about. Can I place my inventory international? Should I just offer DDP shipping? Again, that's DDP. The other option is DDU, and that's where the customer doesn't pay, and then it might get stuck at customs, and there's like some customer service aspect to it. But just some thoughts on how to gain international customers. And in the last couple of years, we've really seen the Australian market come out with the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales. They're shopping more. They're shopping more for the holidays. It's not just a US holiday anymore. So thinking about those customers and how you can get the order delivered to them with ease, and so that they can trust that the order is not going to get stuck at customs, especially if it's a gift. No one wants that mess if it is actually a gift and not for themselves. Another thing is over communicating with your customers. And this is more like pulling together a lot of different tech solutions that you guys are probably using. There's a lot of different solutions for like customer service, as well as like tracking and shipping insurance and just different things. So if you have the availability to push the information, not even just from the carrier, but like tracking information out to the customers, it's just going to reduce where's my order, the Wismo order questions, and just give them an update. So utilize the tech ecosystem that we have. There's a big Shopify ecosystem. Utilize that to share the information with them with like a custom tracking page and just some updates. And just keeping the customers informed is really important during the holiday season. And I think the last thing we got, which really relates to Arka, is the unboxing experience. And again, some things might be able to do before Black Friday. Some might be a bigger project, like the inner packaging that our place has right now. That's probably a bigger project, but doing like outer packaging that's customized, even like a custom insert or custom gift notes, just check with your 3PL, or if you're self-fulfilling, figure out, can we put this together for the holiday season? The package is 100% going to get opened. This is the only thing that gets 100% open rate is the package. So utilize that to your advantage. Educate them, put a QR code on it, discounts, just different things that would keep them as becoming a recurring customer, especially if they're shopping Black Friday for somebody else. You really want to make that experience really great. So a lot of different options there. And then with that, we have a special offer, and I'll put this link in the chat for people that are interested in chatting with us. If you have questions about fulfillment and the things I talked about, if you can get it done before Black Friday, Cyber Monday or not, just reach out. We're still onboarding merchants through the holiday season, and really here to be a consultant for you guys. So thanks so much for your time. And I'm going to push it back over to Kyla.